Hey, what's the deal, y'all? It's your boy Tag from Pro Wrestling Tag. You know what I mean? And, if you hear water, it's because, yes, I am washing my dishes. You know what I mean? I'm washing stuff because I just finished cooking. Right now it is 11:10 in the morning on a Sunday. Easy like a Sunday morning. Yeah, I love that song. I love Lionel Richie, man. You know what I mean? Like, the fuck y'all old ass AEW folks know about that shit. I wasn't gonna do this topic at all today. But the Britt Baker discussion I had on Twitter, it motivated me to do something because there was a guy on Twitter. He calls himself Corey. Shout out to him. He mentioned something to the effect of how if and when WWE signs Ricky Starks and Wardlow, they should close the door and let everyone, and just let everyone rot in AEW for the rest of their life. And that's not happening. That is clearly not happening. All right, that is definitely not happening. First and foremost, that's a stupid way to do business. That is a dumb fucking way to do business. And yes, I understand they got the PC, but here's the thing, okay? WWE is gonna balance things out. Like, yeah, they got the PC talent, of course, but WWE is not stupid. They are not dumb. They are not dumb. They are signing all these people up, from AEW to boost the NXT roster. Unless you are a big name like Britt Baker, a lot of these guys are going to wind up going to, and the Lucha Brothers. A lot of them are going to wind up going to NXT. Why? Because they, just like I told my boy Greg yesterday, we had a very interesting discussion yesterday, about over the phone about how I think AEW kind of killed the indie spirit, the spirit of the indies. And the video is in my library, so go check it out. And I mentioned something to the effect of, well, WWE signs AEW talent to balance out, the rosters and such, between, and the depth of the rosters between, the AEW folks and NXT, because they need those guys to help build up the NXT folks, right? And rightfully so. Rightfully so. Listen, WWE is never going to stop signing AEW people. They're not. I hate to say it. They're not. If you think they're going to stop at Wardlow and Ricky Starks and Hobbs, you are sadly mistaken. You shouldn't even be running a wrestling company, man. You shouldn't. You shouldn't. And listen, there's going to be people jumping back and forth from WWE to AEW and AEW to WWE. But the difference is, when WWE signs AEW folks, those guys get the brink of bullshit. Like, they get the brink of it. Oh, he's a sellout. He's a sellout. I put something, I put out a tweet yesterday that I know people are gonna, somebody actually had, responded to, the same guy, the same Corby guy. And I was like, I wonder what would happen if, should WWE sign, I'm being a dick. I'm being a fucking dick. I said, should WWE sign Marco Stunt? Remember, Marco Stunt was one of the originals. He was one of the originals in the beginning stages of AEW. He was he also at All In 2018 in the over the budget battle royal? Was he? I gotta go back and look. But I was being a dick and said, and said that, WWE should sign Marco Stunt. No, should he sign Marco Stunt? And I also put out a tweet today saying that would Marco Stunt be considered a sellout if he signed with WWE? You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Marco Stunt sucks. I'm sorry. He's trash. But again, this is what happens with the AEW faithful. The AEW faithful, this is exactly what happens, And they can't take it. I'm pretty sure they can't take the fact that, the Lucha Brothers are signing with WWE. They can't take that fact. They also can't take the fact that the Motor City Machine Guns basically spurred them for WWE. And we don't even know about Daniel Garcia. We know nothing about Daniel Garcia, because if Daniel Garcia, he would have been signed with AEW weeks ago. But now he's a free agent. He's a fucking free agent. And listen, that would be one of the biggest heists of the century if WWE was able to scoop up, the Lucha Brothers and Daniel Garcia from AEW. That would be insane. And the Motor City Machine Guns. Well, the Motor City Machine Guns, they actually, their run was with TNA. But that would be some shit. That would be some ultimate shit, And again, WWE has talent coming in. They got the relationship with TNA. So why the fuck would they want to scout that talent there as well? Come on, you gotta be reasonable, And plus, why the fuck are you AEW folks mad? Why y'all mad? Look, y'all getting the Hurt Business, right? You guys are also getting Shane McMahon, So and plus, you guys also signed the Costco family? Come on, man. You guys are good. It's a fair trade. It's a fair fucking trade, And then also KO. I heard about Kevin Owens. I heard about Kevin Owens possibly signing with AEW. Listen, having two wrestling companies, having two marquee wrestling companies is great for the business. It is. It keeps the business very fresh. It keeps it very healthy too. You're just like teams in the NBA and the NFL. You got different players and moving from back and forth. From team to team. It's the same shit here. It's the exact same shit. So, and again, it's fun. But like I said, if you think WWE is going to stop with the AEW talent, you are smoking some good ass shit. That is not happening. That is not fucking happening. And you know what it is too with AEW? AEW and their fans, they feel like, well, if you're there for life. Nigga, who the fuck is you? Was you around when WCW was there? When WCW was there, the business was healthy. Why? Because just like with AEW, you had people going back and forth. I remember back in 96, when, after Hall and Nash left the WWF to go to WCW, the WWE needed to fill out some roster spots. So what they wound up doing, they wound up signing a lot of former WCW people. A lot. We're talking about from Vader to fucking, Ron Simmons, Brian Pillman, Steve Austin, Mick Foley, Too Cold Scorpio, Johnny B. Bad, what's this dude named? Barry Windham. They signed a lot of people. They signed the shitload of WCW people. And it was fun to see. Dustin Rhodes. It was fun to fucking see. Why? Because you're bringing in all these people in from WCW, onto WWE, onto the WWF, not only to create new characters and new stars, but also to keep shit fresh. That's how the business is. And you know what? You're going to keep seeing it. We're going to keep on fucking seeing it. AEW's roster is so bloated. It's bloated, B. It's bloated. Like, yo, you got to release some shit. You got to cut some things off. You have to. Like, there's nothing else you can fucking do, B. There's nothing else, man. Like, you can't be a fucking fool. WWE is still going to keep their eye on AEW talent, whether you like it or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just how and AEW is going to do the same thing with WWE. Look, you got Ricochet. You should be happy that you got Ricochet. You're not using him properly, but you still got Ricochet. You still got fucking Ricochet. Come on. Like you can't, like, come on, yo, y'all can't be this fucking delusional. You AEW fans cannot be this dumb. If you are, I feel bad for y'all. I really, really feel bad for y'all. And you know what? I'll go even more further and say this. When Ricochet left to go to AEW, was he called a sellout, for the WWE faithful? No. Was he called names? No, not at all. It's when AEW does this shit. It's when All Elite Wrestling does this, then that's when it becomes a problem. And mind you, I'm going to tell you something right now, right? There's going to be a lot more contracts coming up going into not only this year, but going into next year too. Because WWE, in my personal opinion, are also going to be looking at the people who wrestle in Collision and Ring of Honor, especially Ring of Honor. They're mostly going to be looking for the people who wrestles mostly in Rampage and Collision and Ring of Honor especially. They're going to be snatching up talent. They're going to. It's bottom fucking line, man. It's bottom line. Like, you gotta keep it a buck, man. You gotta keep it a buck. I'm about to be out, y'all. You know what I mean? So I'll catch y'all, maybe tonight. Who knows? Depending on if some shit happens. All right? Peace!